Hello guys and welcome to my WMC Season 20 spawn build. And here it is in all its glory. I've decided to go over something very small and simplistic, as you can see. I've viewed many of the other applications people have sent in, and just all their builds are just like really big and complicated and very detailed. And I'm like, well, I don't know if the WMC people would like that type of stuff. Maybe they're looking for something very small and simplistic. So here is what I've done. Here, where the sign is where the rule and info board is going to be. This is where Fury's going to stand, and everyone else is going to stand on this glass floor, which I've made multicolored to represent a dance floor. Because you know, you're celebrating 4 years, might as well have a dance party, right? And this is my wall of favorite YouTubers. Features Shutterbrick, let's see, Shutterbrick up there, Shutterbrick, and oh, this is my absolute favorite, Shutterbrick right there. And yeah, hope you guys like my spawn, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in a different video.
I got you good. I tricked you guys real good like that.
Yeah, this is my real spawn. I got you guys good. That was just a fake spawn I built, you know. I gotta trick you guys real good. But yes, this is my real spawn. It's big, detailed, and complicated. Like I just said was bad, I guess. I don't know. So, let me talk you over the idea, my thought process with this spawn. I thought, you know, since we're doing a 4-year anniversary, I thought, why not have some sort of throwback to the previous spawns that WMC have had. So I thought, what if I made a bunch of floating islands with, you know, miniature versions of that season's spawn, and that's what I've done here. From 1 all the way up to, you know, 17, 19, and up to 20. 20 is this main island where the actual recording will be held. Let me give you guys a bit of a tour, shall we? This is the centerpiece where Fairy and or Berg will be standing and doing the talkie intro to all the people standing on the outside. The slight little color strip is where the teams would stand, representing their team colors. So, pink team, you know, they would stand all around this area. Maybe blue team here, orange team, you know, all that. This little outside ring is easily rearrangeable to fit any number of teams. So say you have 2 big teams, you know, you do half one color, half the other color, or there's 4 teams, you know, do quarters of each color, you know. So it's just something very simple and easily, you know, rearrangeable to suit any team number. Over here is the WMC 20 rules and info board. I've decided to put some signs just to show you guys what it would look like. There's no secret message behind this. Just don't worry about it, guys. Just when you're looking at it. Yes. I've also placed many cakes around, as you can see. The cakes are mainly there just to add that little bit more of you know, celebrating idea, because you know, celebrating 4 years for a record around this. That's crazy. Like, I've been in this community for about 3 months, not 3 months, 3 years and 7 months, excuse me. Along with my favorite YouTuber, Shutterbrick. So, it's like, that's just crazy that this record round has existed since before I joined the community. Like, whoa. It's absolutely crazy, and I'm proud. You know, am I proud? Is that the word? I don't know, but, you know, congrats to WMCers for making it this far. And for creating such a good record round, I have to say. So how about we go into a bit of the pre-game fun part of this build. So when you come down here, there are 4 trapdoors just to make it look nice. You have this little garden-y area which you can use to look out at all the islands, you know, have a different look. You can either go up there and look at them, or come down here. This gives you a different view on some of the lower ones, maybe. And if you haven't noticed the elephant in the room, we also have this little area where I'm on a fence post. That's me, okay? Not Fukano. That's not Fukano. That's me, okay? I swear. But here we have little command blocks and buttons and signs, as you can plainly see. Each command block and button warps you to certain coordinates, which will teleport you to each of the islands. So, got season 1 goes all the way around, you know, all the way around 10, 11, 15, 16, and then season 20, which just teleports you up there, by the way. So how about we I'll give you a quick little tour of season 1. I'll be doing a little time lapse showing all the islands and all the detail I put into them at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that if you want to. But here we have season 1. The intro took place in a little swamp setting, some sugarcane and just this weird formation of poppies. I'm not sure what it represents, but that was there and I replicated it just for you guys, you know. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I've also I've idiot-proofed every island, I'll have you guys know. I put barriers around every island so there is no possible way of people jumping off into the void and killing themselves. Because you know, when you're waiting for a record around the start, people always try to find ways to kill themselves. I don't know what it is, but people always want to do that, so yes, that's there. There's also a number made of quartz above every island, showing you which season it was, so that's a cool little detail. And every island has a command block which teleports you back to in front of the message board, which has no hidden message behind it. So yes, stay tuned for the time lapse showing every island at the end of the video. And thank you guys so much for watching and even considering me for WMC. It does mean a lot. I had a lot of fun building this. You know, like I've never built anything this big before. It's really crazy that I managed to pull something out like this. And you know, thank you to, I don't know who decided to make it a build competition, but thank you whoever did it, because sorry, my voice is getting a little croaky. Thank you to whoever did it, because it really like brought out the building potential in me, I guess. Like, I prefer PvP over the whole building part and survival part of Minecraft. But, you know, that's just me. You know, building can be nice, I've figured out. Like, I had a lot of fun building this. So enough rambling. Thank you all for watching. Good luck to everyone applying, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, I guess. Alright guys, hello. I am sorry, but there will be no time lapse showing all the islands. I've been trying for the past couple hours to make it look nice and try and record it, but it just wasn't working. So, instead, I'll be giving you each a personal tour of every island and the underneath part. I'm giving you some of my thought process, maybe that, and you know, all that type of stuff. So, let's begin. Island 1. It was a nice little swamp area, as you can see. I already went over this in my actual video, but this is the same poppy formation that was in the spawn, and the underneath for this is actually, this is like the actual thing, the first island I built and copy pasted everywhere. This is what it looks like, as you can see. I'm gonna turn my sounds off real quick, hang on. Sorry about this. Oh. Okay. But this is like the main template for the islands, all the islands, before I customize them. So you can see there's, you know, some coarse dirt and normal dirt, stone, cobblestone, ores, and stone walls. There should be buttons here, but I forgot to put them there. Whoopsies. But I think it still looks good. So that's island 1. Island number 2, let's hop on over. Nice little plains area, surrounded by wooden stairs, and surrounded by mountains. Can't really do giant mountains because it would cover up too much of the island, so it's a little, you know, like little stony, spiky bits, I guess. I don't know what to call them, but that's island 2, and on the underneath we have this nice little fortressy area that's like sort of iron bars containing hidden treasures, which are just diamonds in there. Yeah, I used some iron bars to add a little bit more detail because it goes in with the stronghold theme, and I think it looks pretty nice. Over to island number 3, we have a sort of nether brick circle of blocks. I don't know what to call this, but that's what it is. Lapis block is where Climb stood and talked to all the players who stood on a different block. I'm not sure what the blocks represent. I think they're just randomly chosen, or the players chose what they wanted to stand on. it's pretty cool, and this spawn was pretty easy to build since the island was already like a circle shape, and you know the fence post went on easily. And for the underneath part, I just did this little bit where the stone part of the island is sort of coming off the dirt part. You can see here it's sort of being torn apart, only being held up by a few stone pillars. On to Island 4. We have half of an obsidian sphere that was used in the actual build. As you can see, if you just sort of look down there, sort of sphere shape, I hollowed it out, put this little bridge which was in the actual spawn, and in the middle here is where Climb stood. And these spruce blocks, there are actually 4 of them, but I couldn't really fit the 4th one where the team stood. There are also barrier blocks so you can't get stuck down there. For the bottom of this island, I just turned it all into obsidian because it sort of goes well with these sort of obsidian parts sort of sticking out. So yeah, that's what it looks like, and I think that's, you know, the best I could do. On to Island 5, we have sort of like a ruiny type area surrounding the podium where Berg stood and talked to everyone. This season was Windmire's Climb, so behind Berg was a statue of Climbed, but I wasn't really able to build a statue, so it's just a scarecrow of Climbed. Yeah. And to go with this sort of ruiny type theme, the underneath part is ruiny type as well. These are like ancient ruins being sort of falling apart, sort of floating. Some parts are being torn off and sort of floating there. If Minecraft had physics, then they would be, you know, down there, they'll be gone. But yeah, I like the underneath of this island, it's pretty cool. Number 6, we have this little, what was that? Number 6, season 6 was like a little village type area, but this was the building that was in the middle, and where the talkie intro part was took place on the outside of it. On the inside there were some rules and game mode info, but there's not much room as you can see. Yeah, that's number 6. The underneath part, it's like the island sort of exploded and all these like little bits are sort of falling off it. This was the first island I really customized, and it's like what gave me the idea to customize all the islands. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you island for giving me the idea to customize everything else. Let's hop on over to 7. Where it's this little snowy camp place. I really like this island, it looks nice. I'm glad how I managed to do it with all these like sort of snow bits, all different levels, surrounding a campfire. It looks nice, I like it. And on the underneath, to fit the snow theme up top, we have a little icy part with some stained clay, just to give it a bit more detail, a bit darker colour, and there's packed ice and snow to make it look, you know, all icy and frozen. I think it's cool. Season number 8, I believe is over here it is. This is the King's season when miners, I don't remember what the C word was, but it was something. This is where Berg stood with Climb sitting on his head, and this is the little colourful areas where all the teams stood. Little colourful pads with their team colour behind them. There are 6 of them, but wasn't really able to fit 6 of them in here as you can see, so I just did 3. The underneath for this island is Fairy's home. I made a little house for Fairy. Let's go have a let's visit him, shall we? Fairy, hello, I hear him. I'm sorry, Fairy. I should have knocked. I'll give you some privacy. Island, what was that? I don't know. Island number 9, sort of like a cave type theme, sort of like a underground miners type theme with the spruce log, the iron, and sort of cave wall. I like the spawn, it's pretty nice. Obviously the center is where Fury and Berg stood. I assume both of them. And the outside is where all the other players stood. For the underneath to go with the sort of cave theme, I made a little cave underground water pool type area with stalagmites and stalactites, and as you can see, it looks pretty nice. I like this little area. If you look at it from a distance, it's pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. If you don't like it, then that's your opinion, you know. Sorry, let me just take a drink. Okay, I'm back, and here we have season number 10. This is where Fairy stood on top of these daylight sensors, looking out on all the teams. All these team colours actually had little boxes that they stood in, but it's not really much room I gave myself, so I just put little carpets down. And this sign, I had to go through many perspectives to find out what that said, let me tell you. And Herder, I'll get 10 more kills in this season. Spoiler alert, he didn't get 10 more kills. The underneath for season number 10, if I can get past these barrier blocks, it's another stronghold, ruiny type thing, that contains a couple of secrets, including a Dibscraft head, and a secret sign that you'll only be able to read if you add me to WMC, so I think that's a pretty good reason to add me. Season 11, we have a tree house type thing, a canopy, I think it's called, of leaves. It looks pretty nice. This is where Fairy stood and talked to the teams who are standing all around. The underneath for this island is my favorite, just because it looks very nice with that color leaves and the dark wood. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I just think it looks really nice. I built it all by hand and added some fences to sort of like stimulate branches and sticks sort of hanging down from the floating island. I think it looks nice. Island number 12, which I believe is over here, it is. This was like a castle city type area where Fairy let people build their own buildings. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to add any of those because it would take up too much space and the island would, be a bit crowded. So I decided to just leave the little talky intro part in. So here we have postmodern art again. This is where Fairy stood up here somewhere, and everyone just sort of gathered in a circle around here, looking up at Fairy. Number 12 is sort of centered. Sort of. I tried my best. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. And here we have season 13. The season where WMC was ruined because you had Shut Up Brick. I'm just kidding. I love you, Brick. But yes, this is where everyone, Fairy stood up here and everyone stood in these little boxes according to when they first played WMC or when they were first added. So season 1 all the way around to 12 and then 13 where Shut Up Brick stood alone. Very nice island. I somehow managed to fit it all onto this island. I'm pretty glad. I think this was when Minus Cave actually, so down here we have the underground part which actually suits that theme. Since there are many spawners around, that's what I have added as the underground part, I guess. Season 14, I believe it's way over there. Can I TP to it? I can. I'm not really sure what the spawn was going for, but it had this like weird chandelier thing. I'm not really sure what it was. I've also added barrier blocks so you can't get stuck down there. I'm not really too sure about the spawn, honestly, but I just know, it took this talking part there. And to compensate for this sort of boring spawn area, I added a nice little peaceful garden area on the underneath. I really like this. It looks nice, I think. Yep, there we have it. That's, what season was that? 14. Here we have 15. Again, I'm not sure what season this was. But Fairy's still in the middle here, while everyone's still in these like little staircase areas. I didn't want to build it too high because then it would get in the way of, you looking into the island. It would just be giant, giant like bowl. But trust me, there are like bigger staircases, and I wish I could build in, but I could not. And on the underneath of season 15, it's just very simple, like little sort of hollowed out area of the island, only being held up by a couple stone pillars and stone blocks, detailed with buttons, iron bars, and cobblestone. Very nice, I think. That's season 15, 16. Where are you? I lose my irons easily. Here you have the two big team season, the Orange vs Lime. This is the walk of shame that Costanza had to walk down, as you can see. Fairy stood about here, and this is where teams got warped. Players got warped after they joined their team. This island is a bit clunky, as you can see right over here. It's not a circle because I had to build these giant things, and I had to compensate, and I wanted to add these giant things. I couldn't really fit them on the circle, so I just sort of broke the island, as you can see. Here we have season 17 when Minus Con again. Very, in my opinion, it's a very ugly spawn. I don't like it at all. Like, you can't do this cobblestone and just random coloured walls placed everywhere. I don't like it. But yeah, all the teams stood in these little boxes while Fairy stood in the middle over here, surrounded by this ugly spawn. Again, the spawn has barriers all over, so you can't actually get out anywhere. The underneath, I wasn't really sure what to do, so I just did a simple little, little theme that sort of matches the island up top. It's just cobblestone and stone everywhere, and we have this little quartz thing just to match the quartz ring I have around it. Sorry. Season 18, When Minus Q. I don't actually remember the C word, but it's When Minus Q, where Bird Q and Fairy Q were flying in the middle while all the other 18 Qs stood in a circle. This spawn was nice to build. I think it looks nice from the top. We don't talk about the bottom. I'm not too fond of it, but what can you do? It's the best I could do. There is glass ore mixed in with this part up top just to give it a bit, you know, make it not so bland and flat, just give it a bit more detail. And finally we have Season 19, when miners, I don't know the C word again, but the underneath of the island, it's got TNT, which was based on the game mode. I think it was Dungeoneering, was it? It was something like that, where, you know, TNT spawn naturally. And this is the sort of performance area where Berg and Fairy, you know, perform their talky intro part to all the teams who are sitting in these little booths with their little favourite items, I guess. And that's pretty much all the spawn tours. I hope you guys enjoyed, and, you know, thank you for watching this far, if you have watched this far. Again, good luck to everyone applying, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.